Hello everyone, and thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be there tonight myself, and I'm really bummed about that. I love back to school night and getting to meet all of the parents, but unfortunately, I'm just not able to be there. I'm hoping though that you'll reach out and get a hold of me if you ever need anything so that we can be a team to support your students. I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Mrs. Clafford. I recently got married, and a lot of the students still know me as Miss Sabaya. We're all adjusting, but sooner or later, Mrs. Clafford will be the name that I go by full-time at Esperanza. A little bit about myself. There's a picture of myself and my new husband at our wedding, of course. I grew up in Yorba Linda, really close by. I didn't go to any of the schools, though, in Placentia, Yorba Linda. My parents chose to homeschool my brother and I instead. I got married in March 2022. Our wedding was up in San Luis Obispo, just a little bit north of here. I've been teaching for 9 years, and I absolutely love math. If I could do anything with my life, it would be to take math classes forever. I just love it. I'm also in school. I am at Hope International University taking classes towards my administrative credential. I spend a lot of time in the gym, and during the winter, I spend as much time up in the mountains as I can. I've got 2 little puppies that are wild. They're about 15-pound Jack Russells, but they're a ton of fun. My husband and I are now moving, so we're in the middle of some big transitions, but also some really exciting things for both of us. I think it's important for you to know a little bit about myself because I am spending so much time with your students. If there's any questions you have, please don't hesitate to reach out. A Google Classroom tour. So to support your students at home, Google Classroom is a great resource. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and walk you through some of the things you can find there. Here is our Google Classroom. Now this may not be your class specifically. I know that we do have some Algebra 2 classes and different periods, but all of the information still applies whether it's for your period or not. If you scroll through the stream, you'll see the most recently posted items. So for example, this link here was posted for students to do yesterday. If we scroll down, the items that I post will just kind of get knocked down as I post. To keep things a little bit more accessible, I house all of our important information under this classwork tab. If you click here, you'll find everything that you need to keep your child on top of their work. These first 2 items are things that we're going to be referring to frequently throughout the semester, so that's why they're at the top, not under a separate category. The first is fall semester goal setting. One thing that I'm going to encourage students to do is set goals for every chapter. We've already determined a goal for the semester. Now as we move through the semester, every chapter, students will have an opportunity to narrow down their goal and focus on something specific for just that chapter. So some examples that I gave were setting the goal of not having any missing homework assignments, or asking 1 question every day in class, or maybe it's to attend our tutoring opportunities once a week on campus. Whatever those goals are, we're going to outline them here, and students are committing to pursuing them throughout the semester. The homework calendar is an excellent resource for parents at home to check and see what homework their students have. I start at the bottom with the current dates and then work our way up. So for example, today is Wednesday the 7th, tomorrow is Thursday, and then Friday. So the past days are beneath the current day. If you scroll to the right, you'll see what was due today in class. Again, this may not be your period, so for the Algebra 1 class that I'm showing you, there was a homework 4 due today. The topic that we covered in class was solving multi-step equations. There was a homework assignment for tonight. We assigned it in class, so there is a homework assignment in the Algebra 1 classes. That homework assignment is due tomorrow, which is Thursday the 8th. And then there is a video, since I am out, there is a video here for the notes. So this is a resource that helps you as a parent at home keep your students on track of their work in the class. Going back to our classwork page, if you scroll down, you'll see the assignment of reviewing and signing the syllabus. So hopefully you've seen the syllabus because that assignment was due already. It was actually due on September 1st. So if you have not seen it and signed it, it was a Google form for the accountability, then ask your student about it. You should see it and you should know what's expected in the class. They can find it here. So if you'd like to see it, have them log into their Google Classroom. You can find the syllabus here. Tutoring opportunities. In order to support our students here at Esperanza, we have established some tutoring opportunities available on campus. Monday there's no tutoring, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, tutoring is available. I'll go ahead and leave it on this screen for a moment. If you'd like to take a picture, go ahead and feel free to. I highly encourage your students to attend this, even if they feel like they have mastered all their content. It can't hurt to either ask more advanced questions or just to have their work checked. We've also got bell schedules, graduation requirements, and the EHS handbook. So some great resources you can find there on Google Classroom. So a day in their life. Students are expected to take notes in class. Now the notes are all posted to the homework calendar, so if they would like a copy of the notes that I'm going through in class, a little template of the work we're doing, then they need to print that out in advance. I will not print it for them, but it is not required. They may take notes on blank lined paper, that's fine. We'll pretty much start every day with some sort of warm-up, reviewing the material from the day before or a previous lesson. Throughout the lesson, students are expected to be active participants, so that means that their attention should be on what's happening in the class and the lesson that's being given. Devices should be used appropriately, so all the way away, silenced in backpacks throughout the lessons. If they have questions, they're more than welcome. I encourage them to raise their hands, ask their questions so that they're getting all the help they need. At the end, most days we'll do a closure or some sort of summary. It depends on the amount of time we have, but I do like to wrap up our classes with some sort of summary of what we covered that day. The curriculum that we use is Big Ideas. Your students have already picked up their textbooks. If they were absent the day they picked it up, please have them go over to the library and check out a textbook on their own time. The textbook can also be found online if maybe you're traveling or you're just unable to access the physical copy. Students do have access to Big Ideas online where they can find the textbook, some extra tutorials and extra practice if they find themselves struggling. I've already mentioned briefly our syllabus. However, if you haven't seen it, I highly encourage you to ask your students to show you the syllabus. It's going to outline a lot of really important things, including expectations of behavior in class, my grading policies, the percentages applied to each category of their grade. So for example, what percent homework is worth, tests, the final exam, etc. The policies for absent and late work, and how to get a hold of me. That's all I have for you tonight. Thanks so much for being here. And again, I'm so sorry I missed you. I'm looking forward to this year, and if you need anything, do not hesitate to reach out, please. One very important thing from this slide is my contact information. My email is still under dsabaya. I haven't been able to change it over to Clafford yet. So if you do need me, please email me at dsabaya@pylusd.org. That is the best way to contact me, but you are free to call as well. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and thank you all so much for being here.